Hi everybody, Leon here. I am at Snickers Gap in Virginia, about to start a 99.5 mile hike on the Appalachian Trail. Background, my hiking buddy, White Lightning, is getting his gear set up. I guess we got to walk about a tenth or 2/10 of a mile down Highway 7 here from the parking lot before we actually get to the trail. It is in middle of May and it's about 50 degrees right now. It's been raining all day. The time is about 2:15 and we want to hike 10 miles tonight, which will get us to camp hopefully before dark. We can do about 5 hours maybe. So looking forward to the adventure. Well, there's the first blaze. And of course, it always starts with a hill. It's a pretty wide creek. Very pretty. Sun is coming out just before it goes down. It's kind of low to be a bear scratching that tree. I don't know what else would have done that. So yeah, y'all, it's the trail. Marker 10. Well, it's about 8 o'clock. I've got my tent set up and there are 21 other tents here and a shelter with 5 people in it. I'm not exactly sure how many people, because over there is a troop of 11-year-old Girl Scouts and I'm not sure how many they've crammed into their tents. But we're doing the meal prep. Got the boiling bags. And I'm going to turn the phone off because it's getting dark. Entering Harper's Ferry National Historic Park. And they have rocks on the trail here too. You might know that my goal is to hike a section of the Appalachian Trail in every state that it goes through. And there's 14 states. The first section was Georgia and North Carolina. My second section was Tennessee and Virginia. And if I'm successful here, I'm going to get to state number 7. I started in Virginia because that was a good place to park the car, but here I am in West Virginia, and that's state 5. And then we'll walk across the panhandle of Maryland, and that'll be state 6. With finally getting to our car in Pennsylvania, which will be state 7. Well, we got here to the Susquehanna River and I was like, we're not on the trail, but apparently the trail goes down that hill. So we're leaving Harper's Ferry, and here is some old rusty stuff. Now there's a turtle and a log, two of them. And up above is a train track, and this is a canal we've been walking along. Oh, we're, I don't know, about halfway up this 500-foot climb. Lots of switchbacks. First switchbacks we've had since we started the trail. That little motion down there is my hiking buddy. This is Ed Garvey Shelter up this little trail here. It is about 5:15. Started at 8:15, so that was 9 hours to go 15.6 miles. I reckon we've been in Maryland since we crossed the Potomac River on that old rusty bridge. So 2 states in one day. Woohoo! Maybe I'll find a place to put my tent down up here. And they say the water source is 4/10 of a mile down a steep hill. So that's going to be close to a mile round trip. Does that shelter have a second floor to it? It's got a privy with a view like that up on stilts. That means that's one of those composting on the ground toilets, I'm sure. Find a place for my tent. Not a bad view. Well, we were all walking along the trail and we saw this. We don't know what it is, but we're going to go look at it. Sign says that folks used to buy land to bury themselves, and Gath was worried about his burial, so he built this mausoleum, but then he died in New York and he never got buried here. Well, this section of the trail that we're doing, Northern Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, is, I would describe it more as a recreational trail than a wilderness trail. Except for the mud and the rocks, the trail's very well maintained. We've been going up this gradual slope here, and it's got steps. Surprised there's not a handrail. I think these are wild azaleas. Brigadier General Samuel Garland Jr., CSA, of of Lynchburg, Virginia, fell mortally wounded while leading his men. Dahlgren Backpack Camping Area. My shirt is my towel. Well, it is about 8 o'clock p.m. and I am in the tent getting ready for bed. The sun is not set yet, but I'm pretty beat. Ed's pretty tired. He's in his hammock over there. We only hiked a little over 10 miles today, but the first couple days were pretty strenuous, for us at least. And now tomorrow we've got 14 and a half miles to get to our destination. Not too far away from a road, so I imagine I'll be hearing that tonight, unfortunately. But still glad I came. Hey, good morning. It is not quite 7 o'clock yet. Woke up about 45 minutes ago. Stuffing everything into the backpack. Having some breakfast. We got a honey bun, turkey and cranberries, a couple of bars, and checking out the map, the directions. We are at the Dahlgren Backpacking Campground. We have hiked about 40 miles and we've got 60 more to go. Washington Monument. Apparently volunteer villagers of nearby Boonesboro celebrated their Independence Day July 4th, 1827 by building and dedicating this first monument to the memory of George Washington. This monument was used by the Union Army during the Civil War as a signal station. And its surrounding land was bought by the Washington County Historical Society in 1922 and presented to the state of Maryland for park development in 1934. This massive structure was certified a Maryland Historic Monument in 1972 and a National Historic Monument 5 months later. Could you imagine being some dudes living in Boonesboro deciding one day, let's hike up to the top of that mountain and build us a monument, y'all? Back here in August, probably be some kind of berries on all these vines. Glad I'm up here, not down there. So do you have like a section that you personally...
This is it.
From where?
This is my hell.
From the road to...
From the bridge.
From the bridge?
Up to Annapolis Rock.
Awesome.
I came in to go farther, but the guy that does Wilsonville Road asked me to do his watermark.
Okay, hold on. You stay there.
Why do you want me to stay here? Looks like it's about as long as my hiking pole, which right now is set at 53 inches.
It's longer than that.
Maybe a little longer than that. He is coiled up. He is pissed off at us. He does not want to be on YouTube. I want my privacy. We're approaching Annapolis Rocks, which has its own caretaker. Might be something to see up ahead. I'm going to drink the fool out of that creek. I don't see any white blazes, but the assumption is if they put this big pile of rocks in front of us, then we're supposed to go through it. I've got to put the phone away for a second here. Let's see what's up here. Split it all the way down. Well, I got my tent set up here on a tent pad. We're at Ensign Kowal shelter. Well, shelter's over there. It's not flat, and like the rest of Maryland, it's very rocky. So I claimed a tent pad and managed to get my tent up even with the gravel base of this. So according to the map, we've hiked 52 miles since Snickers Gap, and that means we've got 48 miles to get to Pine Grove Furnace State Park, where there is a car and another shower, not necessarily in that order. But we made about 14 miles today. We started at 7. We got here at 4, maybe 4:30. Saw a few sights. Gonna chill out, cook some dinner, go to bed. It's about 7:20. We've been hiking for 20 minutes. And the first part, of course, was uphill on rocks. And now we come to a field. So happy to see this trail magic. All of us were. We just dropped our packs and filled up a water bottle. I forgot to film a picture. They've already taken off. So I came back. Dude or dudette that set this out here left a little pad. So I wrote a little note that says, "Awesome water, just what the doctor ordered. Thank you. Neon, White Lightning, and Woodchuck." Well, I've been walking down the smooth trail here, just being able to look off into the woods without worrying about tripping too much. Nice smooth tread, gentle downhill slope. And I was Thinking about a slogan that I heard, a phrase a couple of years ago called "Do the next right thing." And now that sort of applicable out here on the trail. I've got a goal I'm moving towards, and some days the trail is nice and smooth and easy, and I can look around and not worry about what the next right thing is. And then I come to one of these rock fields, and in these rock fields it's a real challenge. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put my right foot, and then if I don't fall, where am I gonna put my left foot next? And if I don't fall, I just repeat that process over and over, just trying to make a decision on what's the next right step to take. And I don't know, kind of being philosophical here on day 5, but kind of back in the real world, that's the way my life is like too. There's some days which are smooth sailing, and then there's other days where first thing, run into some sort of problem. And I got to solve that problem, and then another problem, and sometimes 2 or 3 at the same time. I got to figure out which problem is the right one to solve next. What's the next right thing to do? And rather than worrying about how all these obstacles have come up in my life that are preventing me from reaching my goal, I just discovered that if I solve one problem, I've moved closer to my goal. I may be slowed down, but I'm making progress without worry. Why is that? Different kind of rock, these thin layers. This is Penmar Park. That's what I'm talking about, right there. This is the oddest part of the trail so far, isn't it? Just walking over train tracks. Yep. This says Mason-Dixon line. In case you wanted to mail a postcard, I suppose you could put it in there. Or maybe there's just yellow jackets. Oh, it's the trail log. Cairn on top. And I think I'm in Pennsylvania. What are you doing over in Maryland, buddy? What are you, a southerner? Don't you cross this line. This is what I look like in Pennsylvania. Do I look any meaner? Grumpy? And I am super excited because this is my 7th state. I can go home now. Of course, now probably the steepest climb of the day at 1:30, and temperature is about 91 degrees. So I'm walking down the highway, what we would call taking the yellow blaze. These are that stripe down the middle, and I've got an empty pack. I left White Lightning back at the trail where it intersects this highway, and we have a box of food about 1.5 miles from here at a post office. Picked up some refreshing beverages from the food mart and some Gold Bond powder from the Dollar General. And the post office is that low brown roof building over there. Wasn't a video.
That wasn't?
No.
2/10.
That's what the trail looks like coming out of Blue Ridge Summit. Hey, we're here! Deer Lick Shelters. And there is our water supply. I am excited to be done for the day. Been hiking since 7 o'clock this morning and it's 5:30 right now. 10.5 hours. With my side trip, I think I did about 17.5 miles today. There is nobody here right now except us. Tonight's dinner is rice with broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, shrimp. I think there's salmon in there. Old Bay spices. And a almond Snickers bar. Nice view. Woo, doggies! Pennsylvania. It's a pipeline clearing. Warning. Gas. No shortage of that after that chorizo breakfast. Camera up, I got it. Kelly, what kind of bug is that? What's it say? No. I hope there's a place to put the tent up. I prefer to sleep in my tent than in a shelter because you never know what kind of four-legged roommates you might get. Tonight's dinner is probably way better than last night's. We've got some Cuban coconut rice and black beans and pad thai. We did remember to remove the little packets that said do not eat. I'm saving them for later in case I get hungry. Going to sleep in the shelter tonight. Looks like I get the middle spot. This is a good campsite. They've got a box to put your food in, so you don't have to tie a tree. And the tent area is down there. 12 to 15 middle school girls on their last night of Outward Bound. And we were warned by the leaders that they were going to be fed s'mores tonight, so it might get kind of rowdy. Here we are at Caledonia State Park. I think we've got this for about a mile. Here is a map of the Appalachian Trail. And my first section hike went from Georgia into North Carolina, about 100 miles there. My second section hike started right here where Tennessee and North Carolina come together, and hiked 126 miles there. And on this one, we started right about here, just below Harper's Ferry, and hiked through a little bit of Virginia, 7 miles of West Virginia, 30 miles of Maryland, and about 35-40 miles into Pennsylvania. So I still need to do New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Well, we're approaching Quarry Gap Shelter. Looks pretty nice. They've got a bear box there, so you don't have to hang a tree. A duck says welcome. A swing, flower pots, 2 bedrooms with a picnic table underneath a roof, plenty of places to tie your food bag. Those look professionally done. Collection of games. Please use newspaper in food box to start your fire, not logbook paper. You can register. Multiple picnic tables. Sundial. Of course, the sundial's in the shade. And a good water source. What do you think about this place?
I think this is awesome. This is the most excellent, almost resort-like accommodations that we have yet to encounter here on the Appalachian.
7.5 miles to our destination, and starts uphill with rocks. It's about 11:30. Now it's about 85 degrees. Should be a fun afternoon. Uphill most of the way. Red flowers here. This bush. I wonder if they're going to become some kind of berry. That is lunch. Find a grove of cedars. Tall ones. That tree is blue. And big.
Thirsty. Look at the size of that.
Well, this is our last night on the trail. Last time the food bag has to go up in the air. Morning. It is Saturday, 6 a.m. It's our last morning on the trail. Had a nice flat campsite last night. My tent set up next to a little babbling brook. White Lightning hung his hammock over there. Woodchuck stayed up in the cabin. And I'm about to have my breakfast. I carried this honey bun for the past 90 miles. So I'm going to try to get it out of the wrapper and eat it. And we've got some dried apples and some bacon jerky, and also a very flat Cliff Bar. I've already drank half my bottle of coffee and feeling okay. The week has gone by really quick from an overall perspective. Some of the climbs have gone really slow, some of the picking on the rocks, but I just can't believe it's almost over. This here's Dead Woman Hollow. This is the best view we've had in a while. What did we miss?
We missed the midpoint. We walked right past it.
That's what we
Somebody
missed.
wasn't looking. Somebody wasn't paying attention.
I think we were talking about grits.
Yeah, that always does it. Folks.
Getting about 4 miles from the car, and here's a marker. Sure have seen a wide variety of tread on this trip. Open. This is a hiker burger.
Egg and bacon. Hiker burger. Egg and bacon and avocado.
And that is a man working on a half-gallon challenge. Is it right there? Hello, car. Well, that ends the adventure. Back at Snickers Gap.
The journey is complete. We had a great time. Lots of exercise. We're in much better shape than we were when we started. At least I am.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely. Looking forward to the next trip.
See y'all next time.